Louisville Nature Center is on Illinois Avenue across from the zoo. And the purpose of the Nature Center is to show people what an urban forest is and how they would use it. It is a small forest right in the middle of the city, literally right in the middle of Jefferson County, available for access by bus, or in the case of several schools, they can literally walk here. The trails are open sunrise to sunset. We have one of the best bird blinds within many miles. And you can go in the bird blind, which I do with my grandchildren, and they can watch the birds and the critters who come by. It's a one-way glass and you can't see in. So the birds don't know you're there, but you can watch them, and not just the birds, but the squirrels and the skunks and the deer and whatever else you happen to see that time.
We're adjacent to a 41-acre Beargrass Creek State Nature Preserve. In the preserve are 2 trails. The preserve is different from a park because you can't take dogs in, and we try to limit activities there so that the wildlife can flourish. And that's the whole purpose, is that there's a quiet, separate space where folks can go and actually notice the birds and what's going on in the forest. The Louisville Nature Center sits on about 10 acres. That's where our building is located, our bird blind, and our gardens. We have an environmental rain garden. It is a type of a garden that takes the water from the roof and causes it to go into the garden. All the flowers in our garden are native plants. We have a sensory garden, and that's for folks who may have some sort of disabilities, some limitations. There's all sorts of plants out there that are good for folks who maybe, if you can't see well, you can still touch, you can smell. We have a fish tank. We have Maisie the corn snake, and we have a box turtle. Lots of little critters for the kids to look at, and some they can even touch when they come for programs.
The Nature Center was formed by a group of individuals who saw this plot of land as a wonderful little urban forest, and the group fought to find a way to own it and make sure that it wasn't developed. Probably in about 1982, more or less, it was purchased by this group, and eventually they called it the Louisville Nature Center, and it is protected so that it will always be for education purposes and recreation purposes and can never be developed.
We have a once-a-week preschool program where kids, it's called Knee High Naturalist, where kids can explore nature. We also cater to homeschools. We have a couple of homeschool groups who meet here. This year it was once every other week. Our school programs include Birds in the Hood, which is about bird adaptations. We have Animals in My Backyard, which talks about the native flora and fauna seen in Kentucky, and especially in our urban forests. So everything we do matches the core content of Jefferson County, and we're continually updating it. We also have what's called Nature's Works and Quirks. Those are Saturday programs catering to families, and they can be about anything on nature. You know, we've had them on Nature's Geometry, where you look for geometric shapes in nature. We've had them on birds. We've had spring hikes. We've had mushrooms. We've had edible plants. So it's just a variety of things that we offer, and those are offered once or twice a month.
The thing about the Nature Center is that it's low stimulation. If you want to come and you want to just relax and enjoy nature, there's not a lot of noise, there's not a lot of technology. You can just come and actually sit in the forest and actually hear the birds and see the birds.
People should come to the Louisville Nature Center because it is a gem. It's a gem in this city, and I've often stated we need a bumper sticker that says, "I never knew this place was here. This is wonderful," because that is a lot of what we hear. Of course, once you come, you stay and you keep coming back. And the place is compact. You don't have to walk forever to see certain wildflowers if they're here. We have the Beargrass Creek that you can walk, in 45-minute loop. We have trees that are indigenous to Kentucky that you can see. There are prints that you can see on the tracks and on the trails. And if you're not necessarily liking to get nitty-gritty with it, you can also stand back from it and enjoy nature from some of the displays we have in the center, or go out to our more structured gardens and enjoy them as well.
We have to leave something to our children. We can't pave the rest of the world. So we have to leave something of beauty and something of nature so that our children, our grandchildren, have a place to come and walk, have a place to come and watch the birds, have a place to come and sit and write poetry, and have a place to come and just enjoy everything around it, and it's right in the middle of the city.